another level.
What's going on? I am 2014 Hall of Famer Lita, and you are watching Turnbuckles and Spilt Liquor.
I be on another level.
What's going on, boys and girls? My name is Killer Cross, the People's Executioner, the RPW World Heavyweight Champion, the MLW World Heavyweight Champion, and the ACW World Heavyweight Champion, and the World Heavyweight Champion of Horror Hound Convention. I have all the championships. I got a problem. I need them all. This is Pokemon, all right? Gotta catch them all! You are watching Turnbuckles and Spilt Liquor Podcast. Tick-tock.
Notorious, we notorious, yeah we notorious, yeah we some warriors, out here feeling glorious, yeah we notorious.
Try me, and I'll probably end up laughing cause I never back down. I'm that chick with a clean ass whip, I don't need that shit cause I got my own now. I get hungry, I get tired of fussing, fighting, guess I gotta crack down. Don't mess with me, it's on everything, I'ma have to bring the whole city out. And I'll probably end up laughing cause I never back down. I'm that chick with a clean ass whip, I don't need that shit cause I got my own now. I get hungry, I get tired of fussing, fighting, guess I gotta crack down. Don't mess with me, it's on everything, I'ma have to bring the whole city out.
I be on another level.
Hello, it's the hardcore legend Mick Foley, and you are tuned into Turnbuckles and Spilled Liquor Podcast.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
They say diamonds are forever, and so is the legacy of the Cauliflower Alley Club. This August at the Plaza Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, join us as we celebrate 60 years of serving the wrestling community. 60 years of honoring wrestling's history, its legends, and the people who built this business. The Cauliflower Alley Club proudly presents CAC 60. Tickets available now at caulifloweralleyclub.org.
Man, you know that I'm the jet, homie. What you expect? I'm the man, it's nothing less. Man, you know that boy is next. I don't live with no regrets. Get the money, cut the check. Got the muscle, bet the flex. Got my move on overstep. Now who the best? I got the money in the cash. Get the jet on overlast. You know overcast. I'm fly. Available. Money so relatable. Get it in the day or two. Let me just explain to you. Fly than the rest of them. Jetting standing next to him, the future cut the check for him. Said he calls a rep for him, fly than the rest of them. Jetting standing next to him, the future cut the check for him. Said he calls a rep for them. Taking off the jet, the vision is coming for next check. Taking off the jet, you headed to talk from the.
Can anybody out there hear me? Hear me? 'Cause I just wanna
Get ready! Woo! We are on tour and we're doing it better than anybody else alive. Now, Buddy Landell, it's so hard for get a guy out here hollering my name when last year I spent more money on Spilt liquor.
Every bar's holy, straight divinity. Great stability with ancient wizardry. God ghost writing on the page after I prayed, he visits me. My frame is spiritually plateauing when angels lifted me.
happening. That's pretty sick.
I put this show as being from Dayton, Ohio. So when we do this show, it's Dayton, Ohio. It's not actually City of Champions. The booth is City of the Champions. But
yeah, home of the Wright brothers.
Yeah. So Kevin is here with us, but Kevin wants me to introduce the guests because we have
Yes, sir.
We have a little bit of history. So you guys just saw the video there, and you know, Cardinal Spellman's greatest athlete of all time was reffing the match
and he wasn't kind of calling it down the middle, and I had to get in there and had the Stone Cold Stunner his ass. Well, that was a Sinista1 stunner. A Sinista1 stunner.
Yeah, not quite Stone Cold. It looked like he was hurt for real. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
He took a bump, and I'll tell you, he sold it.
A hell of a bump.
Man, Mr. Anthony Greene, the alternative AG. This is a kid who can really talk wrestling with us tonight. He can answer some of the questions we talked about. Me and Anthony, Kevin, were talking off air, and we were talking about the cuts. And he's like, hey, I've been there. I know, how this goes down. So we're going to get into it. So, Anthony, man, introduce yourself, man, because you got a lot of shit going on right now.
First, I want to say, I don't know if it would hold up in court, but you gave a Sinista1 stunner to like a 16-year-old kid. So I just want to put that out there. High schooler wearing a private school cardigan. And he gave me a Stone Cold Stunner. But regardless, we've remained cordial. We've become friends. I used to produce a radio show with you back in like 2013, 2014.
Yeah.
Wow.
Every Wednesday night for a while. And now here you guys are producing and I'm the guest. So I am extremely happy to be on with you guys tonight.
And there's another a great production story. I was invited to come I had to come to the station one time, and you and another person was there. And I remember coming into the studio to get some stuff I left behind. I come around the corner and walk right into the chest of this big dude. I look up, and it's Kevin Nash. And I was like,
shoot.
I was like, holy crap, he was in town. They were doing the interview for WCW and Kevin Nash. And I'll never forget that night. I was like, oh, my God, I didn't know what to say. So that was a great time. But, man.
That's because you don't know how to take Kevin. Kevin, he cool. Like, he cool as a fan. But you just don't know what type of time he on, ever.
But I don't want to. So we're here with the show, but I don't want to take away from how Kevin usually opens the show. So I'm going to let Kevin get into this and let Kevin ask his question that he asks every week, man, when he opens the show.
Please. Yes, sir. So it's very important to me, man, to check on everybody that we talk to. And, there's so much going on in the world today, you know what I mean? And you just never know how everybody's doing. So what we do is we check in. We always say 1 to 10 where we are with our mental wellness. So what would you say you are today?
Ooh. Today, honestly, I want to thank you for asking that question. I don't think I've ever done any sort of interview or podcast where they've checked in on me, or I've never heard that question asked ever on a podcast. So I think that's really cool you do that. Today, honestly, was a very good day, a positive day. I don't think anyone ever has a 10. So I'm going to say today was a 9. 10 means absolute perfection. I don't think anyone has a perfect day, but I'll give myself a 9 today. So thank you for asking. How about you? Where were you guys at today?
Sinister, you can go first.
Well, we'll go around the horn. I'm around a 7 or 8 because of the story here in Massachusetts. We had a gentleman, a young black male, well, not young, 42, mental health issues, had a criminal career record, had called his parole officer looking for mental health help, called his family looking for mental health help. He said he was going to commit suicide. This is what he planned to do. This gentleman went out on Memorial Drive yesterday and just started shooting at random cars. Luckily, knock on wood, God. 2 people critical, but nobody was killed at this time. But when you look back at this guy his mental health record is out there now for everybody to see. PTSD. He's had all these issues. He's been in and out of the mental health system and the legal system. And now people have turned this into some political narrative. And at the end of the day, it's like, it's not a political narrative. This is a guy who had mental health, and everybody was aware of his mental health, and he didn't get the help he needed. And hopefully we can fix this. So.
Wow, that sucks, man. This is why you ask questions. Like we just, you know what I mean? Like, sure. If somebody, probably would have talked to him that day, they probably could have told, like, okay, we need to take him.
So here's what happened. He called his parole officer and told him, and said he was suicidal. So his parole officer did the right thing when he hung up. He called the cops and told the cops, "Hey, you got to get to this dude." Blah blah blah. By the time they got to his house, he had already left, and that was, you know what I'm saying, that little bit of time was all it was. So.
So where is he now?
He's in jail.
Okay.
He was probably in court this morning. He's lucky to be in jail because he could have really have been shot. There was a Marine on the scene that could have shot him. There was a police officer, Mass State Police trooper on the scene that also shot him. So he's lucky to be alive, to be honest. He's very lucky. God was with him, to be honest.
Wow.
But
I don't even know what to say, man. Hopefully the people that were injured make it through. You know what I mean? Because you never know what can happen in the hospital. You know, we know that. So, for me, I'm probably 6 or 7 a day. Probably leaning more on the 7 side.
That's good.
Yeah, for sure. I'm learning how to I don't want to ever compartmentalize my mental health anymore. You know what I mean? I want to actually like address what's going on, and you know, if I need to talk to somebody, I'm always on the phone calling somebody if I need to. Hell, me and Sinista talk every morning on our way to work. Just about life, you know what I'm saying? Just about, you know, anything that we might want to just get off our chest because maybe we didn't get a chance to get it off the day before. You know what I mean? And God willing, God woke us up, and you know, we was able to talk the next day. So we make sure we do make sure we check on each other, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Word.
Awesome.
No doubt. I don't really have no. I thought I was gonna have some figs today, but I didn't. I had no figs to show. But I got I got some crazy action figures, man.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, man. I collect some crazy figures. It's ridiculous. My wife looks at me like she's disgusted.
I don't collect as much now, but like even just in my room right here, I have a handful of figures that are like either important to me, or it's maybe someone I've trained with, or that I've wrestled, or like a friend of mine, and I keep those figures around the room at all times to remind myself how cool of a life, you know, this really is.
And we've got to kind of let people know, because if you all are tuning in for the first time to Turnbuckles and Spilt like a podcast, Anthony, you got to introduce yourself and just kind of let them know where the road has brought you and where you've been.
So, I found my first ever wrestling school in 2006 when I was 13 years old. Fast forward, you know, setting up rings, learning how to bump, all that stuff, you know, kind of paying your dues, as they say. When I was 16, I decided I did not want to be a professional wrestler, but I wanted to be involved in the sport of professional wrestling in some facet. And I thought refereeing was going to be the way to go, which is obviously where you and I met the first time. I did that from September 2009 until May of 2012. And May of 2012 is when I decided that I wanted to have my first ever professional wrestling match. So actually May 6th, this past Wednesday, I hit my 14-year anniversary as a professional wrestler.
Nice.
Yes, training under Spike Dudley's lockup wrestling school with H2O Ryan Waters and the late, great Nick Steele, and then later going on to the New England Pro Wrestling Academy, formerly the Chaotic Training Center, and the Killer Kowalski School of Pro Wrestling, training under Brian Fury. From there, I would end up, you know, trying to figure out who I was as a character, so on and so forth. Came up with a 80s throwback wrestling persona known as the retrosexual Anthony Greene. And that, you know, and that was 6 years into my career as a wrestler. And that's when I kind of got my big break. Signed my first ever professional wrestling contract in April of 2019 with Evolve Wrestling, which was kind of like the farm league to the farm league at the time, to NXT. And then 1 year later, COVID hit, and blessing and a curse, it ended up being the reason why I was hired by the WWE. They needed, more experienced independent wrestlers, and I was one of the people in the Evolve contracts realm that was offered a WWE contract. So I moved to Florida. I worked there for just under a year, and that year gained me such an incredible amount of experience, allowed me to gain so many friends. We'll obviously get more into it. But because of all of that, I've now since been able to wrestle in India. I lived in Japan for nearly 2 years. I'm a former GHC Global Honored Crown Tag Team Champion for Pro Wrestling Noah. 5th longest reigning in company history. I got to wrestle in front of over 30,000 people at the Tokyo Dome. And yes, and I'm continuing to live my dream as an independent professional wrestler, currently not under a contract anywhere, but I've been able to say that I've wrestled for every major television wrestling company that still exists. I've wrestled for Major League Wrestling. I've wrestled for the National Wrestling Alliance. I've wrestled for Impact Wrestling / TNA. I've wrestled for All Elite Wrestling, Ring of Honor, and of course WWE. So very blessed over these last 14 years, and just continuing to have fun doing it.
I gotta ask, because one of the things we talk about on this show, Japan.
Yeah.
Just break that shit, yo. You said Tokyo Dome is like, that's like the Mecca.
Yeah.
Japan,
That's a different atmosphere right there.
Yeah. So the night I got released by the WWE in June of 2021, I was planning on going out that night anyway with a couple of friends, and one of them is a Japanese wrestler named Ikemen Jiro. I was his first American friend when he got hired by the WWE. He spoke no English. I took him to Universal Studios. I took him and his wife to their first ever American restaurant. Of course, I took them to Texas Roadhouse.
Hey, hey, you did him right, brother.
He had
Did
to
him
try,
right.
He had to try cinnamon
Had to
butter.
try them rolls.
Yeah, right. So that night, obviously, I was a little down in the dumps. He asked me, what did I want to do next? And I told him I want to wrestle in Japan. He said, for who? I told him Pro Wrestling Noah. Ikemen, never wrestled for Pro Wrestling Noah. He wrestled for All Japan. He wrestled for Wrestle One, DDT. I had no idea he had any relationship with anyone in Pro Wrestling Noah. Come to find out, he is very, very good friends with the president of the company.
Wow.
And at that time, it was 9:30, maybe 10 o'clock at night. He called the president of the company. And right then and there, I was told at some point, once, the coronavirus cleared up and, more things were opening up and they were allowing new visas to come into Japan, that I was going to be going to Japan for Pro Wrestling Noah. And it took just over a year. That was June 2021. I went in July of 2022. It was meant to be a 16-day trip, only 3 shows. And it turned into a 2-month excursion.
Wow.
And I ended up wrestling, I think, close to 16 times.
Damn.
And that first tour gained me some equity with the office and the other wrestlers, where 4 months later, after being back in America, I was invited to go back for 4.5 months. And then from then on, I was put in a storyline as a member of a faction. Our faction was called the GLG, and that stood for the Good Looking Guys. I was one of the 3 original members of the group. There ended up being 6 of us total by the end of it. And yeah, man, it was the time of my life. I did that. I did a 2-month tour. Then I did 2 4.5-month tours. Came home for 3 weeks. Then I did 6.5 months straight in Japan, the longest time ever. And then came home. I did another 2 months, and then my last tour was February last year. I did 1 month where I actually got to wrestle. I'm not familiar. I don't know how familiar you guys are with the name Kenta, but he went by Hideo Itami in
Oh yeah.
T. So I got to wrestle him, which was like bucket list for me there.
Nice.
Wow.
And then when it comes to the Tokyo Dome, kind of lucked out. Like in pro wrestling, timing is everything. And I happened to be going on my first tour into my second tour was during Keiji Muto / Great Muta's retirement tour.
Ooh.
So I got to be a part of Keiji Muto's first match, not in the match, but I got to be on the event where his first retirement tour match started. And then I got to see his last match ever as the Great Muta, where he tagged with Darby Allin and Sting against Kira, Marufuji, and Hakushi.
Hakushi was wow.
Yeah, I actually have a photo with Hakushi from like shows later. And then his last match ever was in February of 2023 at the Tokyo Dome. He was the main event against Naito. Technically, it was against Naito, and then like right after the match, he called out Masahiro Chono, and then him and Masahiro Chono wrestled like a 2-minute match. So technically, his last match is against Masahiro Chono. But I got to be a part of Keiji Muta's retirement show in front of 30,096 fans.
Wow.
Wow.
That is crazy. That's a crazy story.
Yeah, I have a bunch of videos on my phone, like in the empty arena before the show. Like I walked all the way up to like the top floor of the Tokyo Dome because I wanted to see how insane it looked. And the ring, like if I saw people wrestling in the ring where I was standing, it would have looked like two little like ants, like arguing or something. I don't even know. It was so high up, and I've actually been very lucky. I've got to go to multiple baseball games at Tokyo Dome as well. And then I even went to a Wrestle Kingdom in 2024. Yeah.
Wow.
I got Okada versus Bryan Danielson.
Yeah, I love me some Okada, man. Okada's a beast, bro. He really is. And it's so crazy. I didn't know nothing about him until AEW.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Didn't know nothing. I didn't know. But as soon as I seen him, I'm like, this guy is, I mean, he's so talented.
Yeah, you got to do your research, man. The Rainmaker, real deal.
Yeah, man. I did end up looking at some of his matches in Japan. My God, I didn't know. He is the real deal. The Rainmaker is the man for real. So did you enjoy it? So I'm guessing like Tokyo was like your favorite, going over there and competing, compared to, AEW or WWE. Did you enjoy that much more?
So that's for me, it's unfair to compare them. Like even like when I was in WWE, I was there during COVID and CWC, the Capital Wrestling Center. The most people I think I wrestled in front of, maybe 200 or 300 people tops, and that was at the tail end, like maybe June 2021. But usually when I was on 205 Live, I was wrestling in front of about 100 people.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say. I wish I had not that my experience was bad, but I wish I got not a better experience, but I wish I got the full experience. I feel like I got maybe 15 to 17% of what is the Performance Center now again. And then AEW, I got very lucky. I got to wrestle on Dark multiple times, and on those Dark tapings, those were filmed at Universal Studios, right? To film TNA Impact back in the day. And then I got to wrestle on 2 Dynamites. One of them was in Rochester, New York, a live Dynamite, where I was in a 6-man tag against Eddie Kingston, Darby Allin, and John Moxley.
Oh my goodness!
What's
up, Mox? Ohio's own, baby.
At the very end of the match, I'm rolling out of the ring, and Eddie Kingston stops me with his foot and like kind of shoos me back in and goes, "Get back in there, Stinger." And Sting gets in the ring.
Oh shoot!
I have no idea this is about to happen, and he's just grabbing me, and I go, "What is he about to do?" He sticks me underneath his armpit for the Scorpion Death Drop, and the way I'm faced, I can see myself on like the big screen, like the Titantron.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is the coolest moment of my life. But what I didn't realize was the screen is maybe like half a second off. So as I'm looking at myself, he's dropping me. So I hit my head on the mat really hard.
Oh.
But totally worth it because I got to see it.
Yeah, for sure. One thing I say about that time during COVID, it was so dope because you could apply to be a part of like the Monday Night Raw
I got in.
fans. And one night me and Sinister both got on. We both was able to get tickets. I said, "Oh, this is the coolest thing ever." So you're sitting there and the guy's like, "Make sure y'all clapping."
So
talking to you.
One really cool thing. This was like a pretty cool experience. Do you guys remember the movie Army of the Dead on Netflix?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
At WrestleMania Backlash in 2021, they had Damian Priest wrestle Miz. And it was a lumberjack match, but the lumberjacks were all zombies. I was one of the zombies.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
But not only were there's some actually well-known zombies in there. Myself was in there, and then there's like Grayson Waller, Carmelo Hayes, the Creed brothers, and Scotty Too Hottie was one of them as well.
Scotty Too Hottie.
Scotty Too Hottie.
But the point I wanted to make was in the hotel where we had to like get ready and put our makeup on and all that stuff. They filmed us like sitting almost like exactly like this. And like for about 2 minutes straight, I had to like be a zombie and like scratch myself. And they're like giving me cues on what to do, like swipe a bug or like pick something out of my hair, like things. And they added us into the pay-per-view screens. So like one of the screens may have been you guys, but then they added in random zombie screens. Like,
wow.
Yeah.
That was dope. That was the first time because I didn't know what to expect. And we're sitting there and I'm like, okay, this is cool. And then like when they go to commercial, the guy was like, okay, we're at a commercial. He's like, make sure y'all when we come back, everybody clap. Everybody scream. I'm like, what the hell? Like, this is crazy.
Your studio audience.
Exactly. I remember Sinister, he would hit me up and say, I'm in here. Are you in here? I'm like, yeah, I'm in there. I can't see you though. So I was looking like, so I'd have it on TV and I still would be at my computer and I'll be looking because they had the screens of everybody's heads and I'd be trying to look for mine. Yeah. It was so crazy. That was so dope though, kind of like, because everyone didn't get those seats. Yeah.
Let's be honest. It saved wrestling. It was one of those things that somebody probably said, "Hey, let's try this," and they probably said, "This isn't going to work," and it did work.
Yeah,
it did work. You know,
it did.
People filled out that thing, and they had all the people, and you knew it was something important when they started telling people, "Hey, if you do this," when they started coming up with the rules and saying, "Hey, if you're wearing this, you can't wear this. Yeah. If you do this, we're cutting your feed." And I was like, okay, this is making an impact. If it wasn't making an impact, they wouldn't have cared. So that's when you realize that this is the real deal. So,
yep, 100%. I forgot what they said you couldn't wear. It was certain shirts though. Certain kind of shirts.
Anything branding outside of WWE, you could wear the WWE merchandise, but they didn't want you to wear other branding. And again, look at the mileage that they got out of that. Drew McIntyre's whole career right now is built on that whole COVID era.
Well,
so
there was another reason why they actually went far during COVID as well. He is not only mine, but he's your tribal chief as well. Okay? Roman Reigns held it down. You know, people tuned in every week, and he wrestled without no kind of with no crowd. And when him and Jey Uso were going at it around that time, and he did wrestle a couple other people as well. but he held it down.
I think Roman is finally, no pun intended, getting acknowledged. He's getting his flowers, man. Like, let's switch it around. Let me ask you guys a question, and if you want, I'll answer last. Who is your guys' Mount Rushmore of pro wrestling?
Oh, we've had this before.
You go ahead, bro. I'll go second.
My Mount Rushmore, man, it changes from time to time, but I mean, for me, it's crazy because it always changes, and as much as I hate to say it, but I've got to have Macho Man. Randy Savage is one of my guys. That was a guy I lived and died and breathed. He was the man. Was Savage.
He was also from Ohio.
And I just was amazing. And then I've got to have, and I can't have tag teams, or else I would have taken up two of those other spots with the Road Warriors because I was such a huge.
No, I think a tag team can count as one.
Yes,
if you really, I think that's
can.
fair, especially.
Okay, so then the Road Warriors, that was a huge impact for me. The Road Warriors, as far as a tag team goes.
Or you can do singles first, and then we'll do tag team second.
I'll keep them as my one. I like what he just said, so I'm gonna keep the Road Warriors in there. And then I have this thing where I always go back and forth with Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair. Dusty Rhodes, and then one day I'm a Ric Flair guy, another day I'm a Dusty Rhodes guy, but then tonight I'm getting that over the turnbuckle onto the apron, Ric Flair. So tonight I got to put Ric Flair as my third one on there. And then my next guy is one left. Man, as much as I've been in a love-hate relationship, I hate to say this, but right now I gotta say Hogan, and that's because I was able to watch the whole Netflix special, and despite the person who he was personally, we got to see a lot inside that man, he realized he fucked up. He realized a lot, but the thing is when you talk about his impact in wrestling as a whole, I got to have Hogan on there, because without Hogan appearing in Rocky 3 as Thunder Lips and getting fired from WWE to take that part as Thunder Lips, to only have McMahon call him back and realize his mistake and putting WWE into the stratosphere by connecting with MTV, I gotta put Hogan there. Because wrestling would not be what it is today without Hogan. So I have to put him on there.
I think it's very hard to separate sometimes, like the person from the wrestler. And obviously it's like one of the biggest arguments comes down to like someone like Chris Benoit, obviously. Because you want to respect the work he did, but you can't respect the person he is or was or became, however you want to say it. Oh, it's I can't see it. The green screen. Is that a Hogan?
Hulk Hogan.
Hold on. It's a Hogan. Hold on, I'm gonna turn it off.
But yeah, it's I understand your point, but even if Kevin, if you don't mind, I can throw mine out real quick.
For sure, go ahead.
Mine it's all based on who I think has carried the most important eras of professional wrestling. And if there was going to be a fifth, it would be Bruno Sammartino. But the four to me, it's Hulk Hogan, because he is kind of epitomized. Beautiful figure, by the way, quality figure.
Yes,
it's Hulk Hogan because what he did from basically 84 all the way to like 98, 99, even 2000. And then Stone Cold Steve Austin has to be on that list.
Yes. Yeah.
100%.
Era. Then for me, it's John Cena, because that's who I grew up on. And then just between the Ruthless Aggression era and the PG era, And then for me, the last one is Roman Reigns, because he is basically that modern version of those other three.
I'm going to go in no particular order. I'm going to go Bret Hart.
Yep, he could have been on mine.
Because growing up, I just love technical wrestling. So, Bret Hart when he used to call himself the excellence of execution, that's what he was, man. And he take on anybody. I mean, Yokozuna, Undertaker, and he win. You know, so of course Hulk Hogan. I mean, who can't, you know. My third is Ric Flair, styling and profiling. That's my guy. My last one is tough because I feel like it's hard to. It's Roman. It's got to be Roman. I love Stone Cold. I love Triple H, what he's done. I love Shawn Michaels. You know, I love The Rock. Who don't love The Rock? But,
Right.
But what Roman has done since 2019, man, it's like, yeah, you got to give him that. Got to.
Sure. And what's cool about all the lists, it's like, it's subjective. Like, my favorite wrestler of all time is Shawn Michaels. He didn't necessarily make my list. And like my childhood favorite wrestler is Maven. So it's like a whole weird conundrum of wrestlers, you know?
You said Maven?
Maven Huffman, yeah.
Wow, that was your childhood wrestler?
My childhood favorite wrestler. I got to wrestle him in 2015. We're friends now. We've become buddies. And
nice.
Yeah, it's strictly because of like Tough Enough. Like he's the first person I ever saw go from just an average Joe to a WWE superstar. It made me believe at the age of like 8, like, oh, I could do this.
That's why I like the Miz. That's why I have so much respect for Miz, because I saw Miz come up on The Real World, and it was like this running gag about him wanting to be this WWE wrestler on The Real World, and then he would go back and he would do these Real World things, and it was still he hadn't still made it in the WWE yet, and then he just got in and just he's now at that point where he's just there making money and putting people over week after week.
Another Ohio guy, Cleveland,
you know,
to be exact.
So much respect for a guy like that. So
yeah, Maven. When I used to watch Tough Enough, he did make you believe that you could actually, like, oh, if I wanted to do this, I could probably do this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, he wasn't. Now I've heard, like, you know, some guys talk about his actually in-ring wrestling and stuff, and how they didn't really like him much. They would bully him, or try to bully him rather. But I think it was, who was it? Devon was talking crazy.
Him and Devon very close, actually. Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah. Devon's the guy that actually took care of Maven.
Nice. Well, that's why you can talk shit about him.
Probably.
Nice. Yeah, who doesn't love the Dudley Boys? Dudley Boys are awesome. So we gonna get into some topics tonight? We gonna talk wrestling?
So we were talking about something off air before you came in.
Okay.
And I want to just circle back around. I know we've talked about this topic for 2 weeks now, but
no, let's get it.
One of the things he said was he experienced this. So again, we were talking about the cuts, and last week we had new cuts. And, you know, we talked about how we said on this show for the last 2 years, we've been saying, hey, the WWE's in this place where they've got this great talent pool out there, and you just can't be this person laying around the buffet table on Friday nights and Monday nights thinking you're just going to collect a check. The talent coming up, and, you know, like I said, is that even though we were upset with the cuts, within 24 hours, you were already liking who they called up, and it's like, but they've got this whole feeder system now of this great talent. And the one thing he said to me was, hey, I was there, so I've experienced those cuts when they go down. So I just wanted to have him talk about kind of the feeder system that they've got in place now with the experiences of how they do these cuts. Because my thing about the cuts was I was unhappy at how they started promoting new people on SmackDown, and they had just called everybody at 5 p.m. on Thursday. So
Right.
just kind of walk us through that.
So I am good friends with a few of the people that got released. And in my opinion, like those people were the ones that probably were like, hey, what can I do next? What can I do to be a part of it? Like trying to find ways to stay involved constantly. Because I don't think anyone there, and this is just my opinion, anyone that wants to work for WWE or has a job for WWE, like I don't think they ever have time to get complacent because it is such a. I was always told it's kind of like a hotel, and there's never any vacancy. So when a spot opens up, you want to take it right away. One of those guys, I'll name him. His name's Joe Gacy.
Yeah,
Incredible.
Wyatt Six.
Yeah, he's a hustler. I mean, he's been wrestling on the independent since 2006. And
100. I know exactly who Joe Gacy is.
He kind of said it himself. He was like, I'm a guy that probably should have never made it. And that guy had a pretty solid WWE career. Him and I got hired the same day by WWE. And then he went on to win the WWE tag team titles. He got to be a part of the Wyatt Six. The guy has an action figure. He got to have a haunted house at Halloween Horror Nights. So he's like, he's someone that did it. And then I look at guys like the Motor City Machine Guns who have been wrestling since the early 2000s. And this was their, I don't want to say their big break because, I mean, between what they did in Ring of Honor, what they did in TNA Wrestling, New Japan, etc., they've had their break. But, like, this was their chance, at the grandest stage of professional wrestling. And I don't want to say that I don't think they got a fair shake because, again, like, they were tag team champions in the WWE. They got to be a part of multiple huge pay-per-views. But for a tag team that was not there for even 2 years, I don't think they got what they wanted out of it. And obviously I can't speak for Chris Sabin or Alex Shelley, but I feel like they would want more as well. I think everyone in professional wrestling that truly loves professional wrestling is always looking for more. Someone I did an interview recently where someone kind of asked me like, what was your like big break, your big moment? And I feel like for guys like Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley who have wrestled, in Korakuen Hall and have main evented pay-per-views and have made it to the WWE and X, Y, and Z, it's like, what is the next step? Because I feel like until you main event WrestleMania and win the world title at WrestleMania, it's like there's always something to look forward to and always something to kind of work towards. And even after that, it's like, all right, well, then it's like, how do I cement my Hall of Fame legacy in professional wrestling as well? So I feel like a lot of those guys, and even I'm not as familiar with some of like the LFG and NXT people that got released, but Andre Chase is actually another one that I know very well. He's another hustler. Like that guy, went to the Pro Wrestling Noah dojo and like got his ass handed to him. And he was doing 500 squats a day, 300 push-ups a day, and then finally got his big break. He was the class or two after me. He got hired in February of 2021. And he was definitely a guy that was meant to get there because of how much independent wrestling experience he had and wrestling over in Europe for so long and wrestling in Japan. He was probably sent to NXT to help get the athletes with no experience and get them, good in-ring experience. And he'd go on to become a 2-time NXT champion, NXT tag team champion. He's in the video games. He has an action figure. And I can tell just by how a lot of these guys are talking online now, like a Joe Gacy, like an Andre Chase, like a Sabin and Alex Shelley and a lot of the other ones, like this is not it for them. Like
no way.
Whether they
end up in AEW, Japan, TNA wrestling, where I believe a lot of these guys are gonna have kind of say in what they do next, and I think that's like really cool.
I got a question for y'all, and this is I've been thinking about this since all of these cuts have started to come down the pipeline. Is TKO ruining WWE?
No, I think what they're doing is they're treating it as a business and putting emotion and keeping it's cold. TKO, what I've seen, the way that they do their cuts is the same way they cut UFC fighters. We've always felt it's cold. If you got 3 losses in the UFC, what was it, Kevin? It was always you got the call. The call was coming in the UFC.
But they give you a little bit more rope now in UFC than they do, because I know guys that have lost 4 times, 5 times, and they're still in the UFC. I just think that TKO is in my.
Oh, Kevin, you froze.
You don't let the Wyatt 6 go. Period. You don't let none of those. You don't let none of them go. I think that they moved a little bit too fast. I think they moved a little bit too fast doing that.
See, I think a lot of it has to do with the talent pool is catching up. That talent pool that's coming up through the ranks is just it's crazy. I mean, you look at he mentioned Motor City Machine Guns, who had a phenomenal. Let's remember, they had 1, 2, 3, 4. They had 5 great tag teams. Left them off of WrestleMania last year. Then felt bad and put those teams on a SmackDown and hosted a tables, ladders, and chair match that is probably in my top 5 tag team table, ladder, and chairs matches of all time. That match till this day was insane, and the fact that 3 of those teams are gone from WWE now. That's what
I'm
really
worried
got
about.
me.
Ray Phoenix too. I'm worried about him.
So
I'm worried about because Penta is a champion.
Yeah, he's super solo.
They haven't done the Lucha Brothers. I feel like Ray Phoenix hasn't really been. He was on WrestleMania last year, where he made his debut, but we haven't really seen much of him, unless they're going to keep him in AAA.
AAA is blowing up. AAA is hot right now.
So he'll still have somewhere he can go. You know what I mean? Like he can stay over there for a while. I just feel like, it's just so different now. And then I think the reason why I have this mindset is like they started to pull back the curtain with Unreal, and we see how the business is ran in the back and what they're doing. I just feel like to some degree, I was telling y'all before, like, so whenever we watch a PLE, certain things that that the commentary say, who's going to win the match. It's not even after watching Unreal, you kind of listen for certain things and certain things. Like, for instance, AJ Lee, when she had the belt and she lost it, right? It's like AJ Lee she's won 3 times. Can she make it 4? It's like, well, she's losing tonight. You know what I mean? It's like, it's so crazy. And I just don't like the way TKO is doing things. And I cannot, I truly don't believe that The Rock likes it either, because he's a representative on the board. I don't believe. Now, if you say, okay, we're going to cut these people, but we're going to put them in TNA, or we're going to put them in AAA. Okay, that's cool. Do that. But, like, you don't cut Joe Gacy is a fucking monster. You don't cut Joe Gacy. You figure something else out for him if you don't want him no longer with the Wyatt 6. You figure it out.
And I agree, but then again, and I'm going to play devil's advocate here, but then you got someone like a Zelina Vega, who people were upset with, but then I'm like, okay, but how many matches and I'm going to ask you this, Anthony, when you're on that mainstream media and you're botching matches, how bad is that, really? Because, I mean, it looks bad to us, but behind the scenes, botching matches in a PLE has to be a terrible impact, and she's botched a few.
So I will say this, devil's advocate, as like the wrestler in the group here. Like,
yep.
Accidents do happen all the time. I mean, like, even I love him to death, like LA Knight, super athletic. It's not even a shot at him, because, like, legit, like, I mean, shit happens.
Yep.
but like shit happens. He is someone that is like a legitimate freak athlete.
Yeah.
And if someone like him could make a mistake, it's like literally anyone can. Like I feel like I saw something recently where he slipped on something with Jey Uso.
Yes.
And then like Jey Uso took the superplex and was like slamming on the mat, like, and he looked like he was angry. And I saw the comments. It's like, look how frustrated Jey Uso is because I botched the suplex because he slipped. And then other comments were like, who's Jey Uso to say anything? He's botching all the time. And it's like, no, Jey Uso is realistically selling how bad a superplex off the top rope hurts. That's what he was doing. He was showing you the pain that he's feeling. If you stub your toe, your instinct is to like bite something. You want to hit something. You want to slam your hand on a table. He's showing that. So I think it is funny sometimes where like wrestling fans will be like, oh, he sucks because he botched. I mean, like literally the greatest wrestlers of all time have botched. Like I mess things up in the ring. I'm not perfect. And like when you're, especially now that with Unreal is a great example, and they're telling like those stories where I think Lyra Valkyria was talking about how like the wire ties like got undone.
Oh yes,
like, they're giving us so much information now. I think even Triple H said it in like the opening of the first ever Netflix. It's like, we're going to blur the line. I'm paraphrasing, but it's something, he said something like, we're going to blur the lines between what's a work and what's a shoot. So it's like when like quote botches happen, I think the Seth Rollins backflip where he hurt his knee is a great example of that. It's like,
never knew
that wasn't a botch, you know. That was a work.
A great work.
Great like, for real. And it created such an awesome moment when he returned. But it's just like, where was I sometimes I'll go off like, because I know we were talking about Zelina Vega, but end of the day, it's just like everyone's gonna make a mistake. And even like especially on live television now, like SmackDown for decades, you know, or for over a decade was a taped show.
Yep.
And now Monday's live, you know, Tuesday's live, Friday's live. You have one shot to nail something. Yep. And what these people are doing every week is insane, especially people that are wrestling every single week, multiple times a week.
We seen Sol Ruka botch 2 weeks ago against Becky.
And she's like a legitimate, like Olympic level athlete, you know?
Yeah. I thought, I'm not going to lie, LA Knight, when he was doing some of the stuff he was doing, I thought he was just trying to make people laugh. I ain't going to lie. Because when I seen him, he came down and he got involved in a match and he tried to jump over when you were there, Sinister, he tried
Boston,
to jump over
Boston Raw. He tripped coming over the wall.
He tried to jump over that wall and he took a spill. I said, oh my goodness.
Can I ask you guys a trivia question?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You guys know who LA Knight's WWE debut was against?
When he was LA Knight or?
Yeah, LA Knight.
Oh, damn.
Hold on.
I can give you the date if you want.
Okay.
It was March 17th, 2021.
It wasn't you, was it, during COVID?
It sure was.
It was you.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good trivia question, right? I took
that is crazy.
For the finish.
I was sitting there and I'm saying LA Knight, because that would be COVID.
Yeah,
that was COVID.
Yeah, NXT.
Yeah.
NXT, okay. How was that experience, wrestling him?
Stressful. No, not because of him, but because it's live television and you only have so much. It was like it was a match for him. So I think we may have had like 3.5 minutes of in-ring time. It's like, all right, we really need to maximize these minutes. And I had like one opportunity to do like my thing. And then a lot of it's for him. And I have to make him look as good as possible because Shawn Michaels and Triple H are watching. Mm-hmm. And we had, and on top of that, during the match, Bronson Reed had to come out and like do something. So you have to like cut that into your time as well. But fun overall. You could tell by the way he like moved in the ring that he was going to be someone that they were going to invest in.
He's a superstar for real.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he hasn't held a major belt, a heavyweight championship yet. I don't know if that, like now it's like, I mean, where does he, is LA Knight going after the Undisputed? Or is he going to go after Roman? I don't know. You got John Cena talking about a new belt being revealed soon,
You've been asking for it, Kevin, though. You've been asking for a new belt.
Listen, and I've been asking for them to make, because listen, you own WCW now. Where's the television title? Where are all these titles that were relevant? I mean, you own the name, the WC, so you can still have the name. Bring back. That's what I said. I said with the Motor City Machine Guns.
I thought we were going to get a Netflix belt.
Tag team.
I thought we were getting a Netflix belt. I thought when Netflix popped off, I'm like, we're getting the Netflix belt. It may not be called Netflix, or it might be a TV title, but I thought we were getting that, and I think they're dropping the ball. I think they need to bring that in. So,
where's the hardcore belt? Somebody tell me. Where's the hardcore belt? You gave it to Travis Scott.
Travis Scott still has it.
Why? You see what I'm saying? Like, why? We're not going to see Travis Scott again. Where's the hardcore belt? Where's the $1 million belt?
That was around 2021.
It's just been gone. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Cameron Grimes had it, and so did LA Knight.
Yeah. Like, come on. Like, bring these belts back. Do they even have a cruiserweight belt anymore?
No, they got rid of the cruiserweight title. They had a match. I believe it was Carmelo Hayes and Roderick Strong wrestled each other to unify the North American title and the cruiserweight title.
Okay, so North American title is pretty much the cruiserweight title now. I got you. I just, you know what I mean? Like, for me, you got all these talented people coming up, but you don't have many belts, right? So in your mind, it's like, well, if I don't have a lot of belts and this new talent coming up, gotta cut somebody. It's like these guys are like fighting for their lives. It's like one day we're gonna be watching, Raw, and like the Usos will be gone. You know what I'm saying? Because to me that makes no sense. I mean, like New Day, they were on their last leg. Let's be honest about that. I mean, that whole thing, they were on their last leg. I knew something was gonna happen. With that, they weren't even wrestling much. You know what I mean? Then they tried to have Javon Evans have a story, some kind of story with Kofi. It just didn't go anywhere. I mean, I thought they were at least going to wrestle each other. I thought that was going to happen. Kairi Sane leaving, but I heard she did that. She left on her own merit, though.
Yeah, she left on her own.
Yeah.
Wow,
Oscar's leaving us.
25. Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been rocking and rolling.
We've been rocking and rolling with Mr. Greene here. We got topics to blast through real fast. Super fast.
Yeah. These topics gotta be
like speed dating.
Duper.
I love speed dating.
Okay, let's get it. We'll go AEW first. AEW Collision. Fairway to Hell review. So I'm still upset I didn't get to watch this. I did not get to watch it. I'm going to watch the replay. I have not watched it yet. But it's okay.
Lord.
I don't mind. I'll go back and watch it anyway.
I gotta ask Anthony this because he's talked about being in the ring many times with Darby Allin. And I watched this Fairway to Hell match where there was absolutely no ring. They had this match at a golf course, took bumps on the golf course ground.
Yep.
Darby Allin took a bump from off the top of the golf course second level through 3 tape. I pray for this man. I pray for this guy. I mean, taking bumps is one thing, but Darby Allin just goes.
He's taking some crazy stuff.
Yeah, just the art of taking bumps or whatever. I don't know. What is it, bro?
They put his head under the water and he tried to drown him that one time. Remember that too?
Yeah.
I've wrestled Darby twice. The first time was a singles match on an indie show in Florida, and I remember he was like pretty like hurt from like a couple of shows that he had recently before, and he's like, do you mind? Like, I don't want to, not have a great match or whatever, but like, can we take it a little easier? And a little easier for him is going pretty damn hard for most.
Oh, Jesus.
Damn.
Yeah, it was like 75 people in the crowd, and I remember he went for like a running coffin, like a running like splash version of the coffin drop into the barricade, and I moved out of the way, and he must have moved the barricade like 6 feet. And he's obviously like a smaller guy, and all those barricades are heavy and connected to each other. And he just full send into them. He's an insane person. Whatever you imagine he is based on his character on TV is who he is in real life. He always walks around with a skateboard in his hand. Like the makeup that he puts on his face, he has that on his face for days at a time. He is uniquely him for sure.
Wow. Yeah, that was a crazy man. Kevin, when you see this, you gonna text me, bro.
I seen that clip when he got thrown, Pac threw him off. I was like, yo.
You got to see the whole match.
So yeah, the Mark Davis of the Don Callis family, he defeated Jack Perry. Jack Perry kind of gets on my nerves, so whatever. Not a fan of Jungle Boy. He gets on my nerves, man.
I ate hot dogs with him once, WrestleMania weekend in New Jersey in like a Travel Lodge motel.
Word. Is he cool? Is he a cool guy?
Yeah, he was a nice guy.
Okay, that's cool. Okay. Because when he was doing that one, I know it's a character. It's just his character. It's not him as a person because I don't know him. Boy, his character, Jack Perry, pisses me off. Divine Dominion 5-minute challenge. AEW Women's World Tag Team Champions Divine Dominion, Colossal, Lena Cross, and Megan Bain. They defeated Ruthie Slay and Rachel Leigh. Was that a good match?
Yeah. That whole AEW event was really good.
They always have good events though. they don't miss.
It was a good night. But like I said, that fairway match was crazy. So
they're going to announce the Owen Hart Foundation tournament on Dynamite. And then Speedball. Tomorrow. Mike Bailey, he defeated Kyron Gray. And then the AEW World Championship match, Darby Allin. He still defeated the Death Riders, the bastard Pac.
Yeah, you got to watch it.
I got to watch it. Yeah, I got to watch it. I'm going to watch it after we get off of here. I got to see that match at least. Backlash review. Braun Breaker defeated Seth Rollins. I don't like what they're doing with Seth, having him lose like this, man. I don't like it. At least he lost at WrestleMania. Then he turns around and loses at Backlash. What are they going to do? He's lost two times against the Vision.
They've got the Father Time storyline angle going.
Yeah, I know. He's old, yeah. With him, but not with Roman, right? And Roman's older than Seth. I don't know. It's crazy.
So I got to ask you this, Anthony. Do you think we're going to see a partial Shield reunion? Do you think they might be headed this way before these guys end their careers in the WWE?
I think
Mox is still signed with AEW, so you would have to find a third person to fit in there. But you think that?
I forget the phrase. Are you guys familiar with Chris Van Vliet?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. He says something like, "Nostalgia is a hell of a drug."
Yeah.
And I think that is very, very true. So I could see if Roman or Seth, when they decide that they want to hang it up or if they want to leave the company, I think there will be some sort of Shield reunion or some sort of storyline that kind of brings the Shield story back in the fold.
I don't know. It's not happening anytime soon because I know that Seth said he said well, Roman has my belt and I'm gonna beat the division and then I'm going back to get my belt that I never lost. That's what he said. Trick Williams defeated Sami Zayn. Let me tell you, my favorite part of that match was watching him beat up, what's his name? Little Yachty. Sami Zayn was kicking him Luva kicked him outside.
Lil
He hit
Yachty,
him with the cane.
a.k.a. Lil Boat.
Yeah, a little boat. Yeah. Yeah. I was glad he was whooping his ass that day. I said, that was the only time I was cheering for him. I'm like, yeah, get him. Get him out of here. I hate that I hate that thing that they got him with Trick. It's, to me, Trick don't need that. He don't need Little Yachty.
Yeah.
He does not need him at all, man. I feel like it's whoever decided that was going to be a good idea should be fired. I don't like that at all. He already has star power. He does not need Little Yachty. I think for real wrestling heads, you see Trick out there with him and you're like, come on, man. Why is he with him? And that's just, you know what I mean? That's how I feel about it. I don't like it, man. I thought it was going to be a one-off, like for WrestleMania, but now it's like he's with him every PLE, and if he comes on SmackDown, he's with him. Like, why the fuck are you? Why the fuck are you there? I don't know. Like, you don't have music to record or some shit. Go somewhere.
Let's bring in the real talk. The money you're paying Little Yachty, you could have saved by keeping a better wrestler, and get rid of Little Yachty and save.
Like I said, do
because you got to
TKO
be
know
paying
what they're
Little
doing?
Yachty enough money.
They're paying him. Like I said, does TKO know what they're doing? I don't think so, man. I don't think so. Danhausen, I hated this match too. Just being honest, Danhausen and Minihausen versus The Miz and Kit Wilson. I feel like that's not a PLE match. How did y'all feel about that match?
This was a Danhausen sold the most merchandise at WrestleMania, so we've got to get Danhausen on the card at Backlash to sell more merchandise.
I love Dan. Don't get me wrong. I love Danhausen. I love Danhausen and what he represents. I just don't like the whole I don't know, man.
God bless him.
I didn't like the match. I didn't like the match at all. I was sitting there watching. I'm like, yo.
I'm very guilty. I have not watched live wrestling outside of WrestleMania Night 2. So
you didn't miss anything.
Oh, come on.
Not this PLE. You didn't miss anything.
I was telling Sinista1, I'm watching. Well, I'm not watching. I'm talking to you guys, but I have it on in the background. I have Halloween Havoc on right now. Sting versus Bret Hart.
Oh. What's that,
98, I believe?
98, that's what I thought. Halloween Havoc, baby. I go back and watch all of those, too. My favorite tag team of all time is the Midnight Express.
Really?
Yes, sir. Beautiful Bobby Eaton. Sweet Stan Lane.
Oh, you're a Stan Lane guy? I'm a Dennis Condrey guy myself.
Yeah, I mean, I like Dennis, too, but Sweet Stan Lane was my guy. And Jim Cornette.
Of course.
Yes, sir. And I think that's, they were my guys. Beautiful Bobby was my guy.
I do an elbow drop like him because I think he's one of the best of all time. He used to do an elbow drop directly on the guy's face. That's how I do my elbow drops now.
I think that's how Shawn Michaels developed his elbow drop. Kind of like, like when he comes off the top. Beautiful Bobby Eaton. That's awesome, man. And that's why I like the top guys in AEW. They're my guys too.
Another fun fact: FTR were my first ever match in AEW.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love FTR, man. Love them, love them, love them, love them. I love both of those guys. I actually have, AEW, Jazzwares just stopped making AEW figs, right?
I've heard,
I
yeah.
have the FTR, the last one that they came out together, and it's a 2-pack. Have it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, man. It's a nice one. Io, she defeated Asuka. That was a great match. Loved it.
Yeah, that was
love
classic.
Asuka. Love Asuka. Asuka, she deserves, whatever she decides to do at this point with her career. She's goated. Straight up. I knew she was going to just put her over. That's what she was going to do. It was a great match. John Cena announced the John Cena Classic. Anyone excited about that?
I mean, we're getting a new belt.
Yeah, outside of a new belt, yeah.
I'm hoping I can be in it.
Let's go, baby.
Ooh,
Hey, listen.
nice.
If you're in it, we're there
Hell yeah, let's do it.
to support, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Straight up, that'd be dope. Hopefully you are in it. You get that call, let us know.
Absolutely. You guys will be the first ones to know.
For sure. That'd
Nice.
be dope as hell. You definitely deserve that. And then, of course, Roman defeated Jacob. How do y'all feel about... See, back in the day, they used to say, you do not put the tongue in death grip on... You don't use it against the family. It's like frowned upon. You don't do that. He's using it a hell of a lot. Against the family, though. Has things changed? I mean, is it just regular now? You used to couldn't do that. How cool? Like, they would tell you, like, you don't use it against Samoans, against your family.
I want to stay when I don't want to mess with Oos.
I love Jacob. And I think that his heel turn has put him... He was a heel before. Now he's out of here. Jacob is over like a motherfucker right now. Straight up. How you feel, Sinister? What you think?
Oh yeah, I don't think people like him as a good guy. I think him going heel is just gonna help him even more. He plays it well. He plays it well. So I'm here for it.
The Samoan werewolf. Yeah, I mean he'll get a belt soon. I mean, like he'll hold that title.
You can't
soon.
have the nickname Samoan Werewolf and then be a nice guy.
That's a fact.
Doesn't work. It doesn't work for me.
Which means that when Zilla comes in, he's going to be a heel as well. I think so. War Games maybe this year. I mean, he's held all the indie belts damn near. The fourth row. And what's the other one? Other belt he has?
House of Glory.
House of Glory. He's killing. Like, I mean, shit. You gotta pick up on that. I mean, he's right. He got a hell of a wave right now. He's had it for a while. He's already wrestled in TNA. Gotta ride that wave, man. Real quick, let's run through the Raw results. Street Profits and Joe Hendry, they defeated Division in a 6-man tag match. Anyone else paying attention to the background? What were you talking about, bro?
Well,
anyone else paying attention to
the third week in a row, if you've been paying attention to the vision in the background.
Oh, here you go. I know where you're going with this.
They're getting in the truck, and who is sitting in the back of the truck waiting for Austin Theory to get in? None other than Maxine Dupree.
Yeah,
so
you think she's going to be a part of the Vision now?
Yep. I think she is part of the Vision. I think there is going to be a storyline where Otis and them are going to be trying to figure this out with her. There's something there. She's tied and linked in with Austin Theory, so people start really paying attention to these background promo shoots that they're doing in the WWE. I love the fact that they're putting these storylines in the background. We first saw this with Dom and Liv when they came out the dressing room together in the back. I like that. Anthony, I mean, that's just another way to add to the storytelling, correct?
Yeah. It's like that's that not that I'm big into this stuff, but like that's like that Marvel Easter egg that you could say you thought before they decided to unveil it.
I like that. Yeah, yeah. What does that do? What do you think that does creatively? Does that allow you to really take a storyline creatively and?
So I think a lot of that stuff, and I could be totally wrong. One, it could just be for the fan that has that eye, like you guys are saying, you guys have noticed it. But it also could be a month or 2 months, maybe 3 months down the line when it's finally revealed and they have all this footage. They can kind of zoom in on, oh, look, she was there all along. She was doing this, she was doing that. So when they build up those promo packages, you can think, holy crap, this all makes sense. It's kind of like in a horror movie when they finally reveal who the serial killer is, and you're like, oh, it was the best friend all along, and then they explain how it was them. Same thing now with pro wrestling. I mean, it's a tale as old as time, but I think now with like the reality era, or I think they call this the Renaissance era of wrestling, especially with Netflix and like live television, and especially with like less commercials and stuff, they need to show those little intricate things to make the stories more realistic.
Nice. Javon Evans, he defeated Rusev last night. Asuka, she gave her goodbye with Io, which was, like I said, Asuka's she's a GOAT for me. Definitely on the women's Mount Rushmore. Obafemi, what he did to Los Garza last night. Yo, they're making him. They're doing the Goldberg and Brock Lesnar thing with him, where he's just unstoppable. It's great. It really is.
So you want my hot take on this?
Yeah.
So I've always said that Ober is going to become the new street guy for WrestleMania. And I think what you're going to see is all these bums he's going to put away week after week after week until he has his WrestleMania match, which will be big every year. And it will be, okay, who can we bring in for WrestleMania? I think you could have, you know what would be a nice sell next year for WrestleMania? I'd like to see Obafemi and bring back Omos. For a great storyline. I think you could sell that to a WrestleMania next year. Both from Nigeria, right?
Yeah.
I
have to think about that.
I think that sells WrestleMania. I think that's a night one match.
Omos will definitely lose though.
Oh yeah, he's definitely losing, but I mean that you can build on that. You can make that a story. You could sell that for WrestleMania. That's me.
Well, you could start that story at Royal Rumble and have Omos eliminate Oba, which does not make Oba lose. He doesn't have to take a pin.
Yeah.
That's right. That's
true.
right. That's right. Ooh, I like your thinking. I like your thinking.
Or what's his name comes back? Dang, what is his name, bro?
Bronson Reed?
No. He was released. Well, was he released from WWE or did he just take a break himself? He big guy too though. Braun Strowman.
Oh, he's too busy with his TV show. He's in his second season. I just saw his second season.
He just said something though about Oba. He said he's not impressed. He said he's seen Oba struggle picking up Otis, yeah, and he said I picked up Otis and powerbombed him without using the ropes. I don't know if this is a work.
It might be.
If it is, he's gonna on these open challenges. Don't be surprised if we see Braun Strowman come back.
Yeah. Yep.
Io, she defeated Sol Ruka. The Judgment Day, they beat the hell out of Paige and Bree. I was cool with that.
Yeah, same.
Dominic defeated the original El Grande Americano, which I enjoyed that match. That match was great. And then lastly, Roman Reigns' acknowledgement ceremony, which I hated the fact that they were doing this, right? Because I knew Jacob was not going to come back and acknowledge him. Jacob did exactly what I thought he was going to do, which was Tonga Death grip him to death. And I think we won't see Roman until after the Street Fighter promo tour after this.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
Damn. I know we went a little bit over. I just got to circle back to a quick question. Anthony, you said you wrestled in India. And as we know, Japan, different type of wrestling in Japan. Pro wrestling when you talk. AAA, Latin, Mexican wrestling. Different type of wrestling. It has its own identity. What's the identity of wrestling in India? We really don't see. I mean, we've had Khalid, we've had these wrestlers, but what really is the identity of India wrestling over there?
So if I'm being honest, Indian wrestling is very Americanized, like the same kind of style. Like the company I was wrestling for, it's a very TV, WWE style of wrestling. But they've also brought over a lot of unique talents. Like they had talent from Mexico there. They had talent from all over the UK, England, Scotland. They had talent from Ireland there, Japan. They have a good group of Indian wrestlers. I was actually brought to the company. The company's called WXM, Wrestling Extreme Mania. I was actually brought over a week early to teach the students there. And actually also the first ever and the current WXM tag team champions with an Indian talent by the name of Balianaki. We have a valet named May. We are called the JAI Connection, the JAI Connection. That stands for Japan, America, India. But JAI also means victory in Hindi. So pretty cool. But yeah, very similar style. If I had to give like a distinction though, it would probably be how passionate the fans are. Because we filmed 15 weeks of TV in 5 days, and they were there. They were there every day, loud as hell, into everything. It was pretty awesome. I actually got to wrestle Zack Sabre Jr. there. And that match drops this Saturday morning coming up on the WXM YouTube channel.
WXM, okay. Word. That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
And you got a lot of stuff coming up because you're coming out to Kevin's way.
End of the month. Yeah. So my schedule for the rest of the month on the 22nd, I'm actually wrestling in Brockton, Massachusetts. I'll be wrestling for a Pro Wrestling Super Show. Myself and my tag partner, Channing Thomas. We are going head-to-head with Waves and Curls in a Brockton street fight. The next day, I have a seminar and a show. I'm traveling to Delhi, Ontario, Canada for my debut at Norfolk County Championship Wrestling, where I'll be wrestling Tarek for the Destiny Wrestling World Championship. The day after that, I will be at Live Pro Wrestling in Swansea, Massachusetts. The day after that, on the 25th of May, I'm wrestling in Cranston, Rhode Island for Wrestling Open. I am in a 6-man tag match. It's myself, Channing Thomas, and Anthony Vecchio. We are going up against a group known as the Stetson Ranch. And then finally, I will fly out on Tuesday to Cleveland, Ohio. I have 2 days of training at the Exodus Pro Wrestling School, the Exodus Pro Op. And then on the 30th, May 30th, I'll be wrestling right outside of Cleveland, Ohio. I have a one-on-one match with one of the fan favorites at Exodus Pro Wrestling, Cowpoke Paul, and I'm going to beat his Cowpoke ass.
Hopefully we get Kevin out there. That'd be great, Kev.
I'll let you know, man.
Please do.
For sure. Yes, sir. Well, we had a great show tonight, y'all. Let everybody know how to follow you, bro. What's your socials?
You can follow me on X, the Everything app. You can follow me at what is my at alternative_AG, and then I'm also on Instagram, the alternative AG. Follow me on there. I'm on TikTok. I don't post that often. My Facebook fan page is growing by the day. If you look up Anthony Greene on there. I have a YouTube account where I post a lot of reels, and I usually post free matches. I recently posted a match between myself, Tommy Dreamer, and Sean Spears. And I also recently uploaded a promo promoting a upcoming match on June 6th, Lucky Pro Wrestling, Leominster, Mass. The tag team of myself and Channing Thomas, we are known as Starstruck. We are going 2-on-2 with legendary tag team, former WWF tag team champions, the Headbangers.
Nice.
So very excited for that.
Nice. I don't think it's much more for us to say, man. Glad that you came on, and hopefully we get you on again, man, for real, because we got more to talk about for sure.
Hell yeah. We could do a whole episode about my life if you want.
For sure.
Yeah, it's crazy.
For sure. Well, for my man Sinista1, I'm the boy Lito. This is Turnbuckles and the Spilt Liquor podcast, and we are out, y'all. Peace.
In me in vantage points, so I can't abandon joints. Gotta grab the coins, pay me wickedly. Superman of Thor, who am I? Haters mimic me, and they fans cheer him on with their capabilities. Wow. Double entendre, crazy lyrically. Had to read a page in Timothy to take it seriously. Cause I ain't scared, I ain't got no fear, baby, get with me. Open doors for the people, you can say it's chivalry. I drop bombs, it'll be a day in infamy. Mainly cause all my ops feeling painful instantly. Stay for sympathy, not me. Creating imagery that everybody you like, I made a simile. Facts.